like how my Shure mic is not picking me up chewing gum. I'm even aggressively opening my mouth. Alright, it's picking up some of it when I'm really egregious about it. Well, let me put something on the background just to keep things rolling. Oh. Get my audio tracks correct. There we go. Some of my tags. On Twitch. Yeah, strategy. There we go. Oh yeah. If you don't understand what this wall is, it's Hadrian's Wall. Let me shrink myself down a bit. There we go. So this is obviously a play off of all the U.S. presidents who go and pay respect to the Wailing Wall in Jerusalem. Instead, Tate Brown's going to the remnants of Hadrian's Wall in Britain. I'm going to look this up. Yeah. So this isn't the this is almost the borders of modern day Scotland and England. Not exactly, but close to it. Actually, Scotland. Where's the fucking map? There it is. History of the border. Territory in Brown, hence including Edinburgh, claimed by England in the Treaty of Newcastle. Interesting. Go up to the Firth of Forth. So, yeah, so this end on the east end in the North Sea is a little bit lower than the actual border. Whoa. Berwick upon Tweed. I don't know. It looks like, I don't know. Oh, there's Hadrian's Wall. There's a good demonstration of where it is. So yeah, there's all this stuff that's currently England today that's not. So honestly, it undersells where England starts. But down here at the Solway Firth is pretty accurate. So Newcastle upon Tyne. Well, there's Tyne. And Berwick upon Tweed. And I guess this must be the Tweed River. Or no, this is the Tweed River. And I guess it goes up like this. Lochmaben Castle at Dumfries. We might have to invade that at some point in my insane alternate history Hearts of Iron 4 campaign. Kielder Reservoir. The Pennines. So what, the Apennines are down in Italy and the Pennines are up here in England? And the Cumbrian Mountains. When you actually start looking at the geography and stuff, it's a little bit cut off here, but there's like a whole wellspring of mountains. It sort of looks like circular. Everything just spreads out from there. So, I guess this is the wall Roma boos have to go touch and pray at. The other thing that I've said to be done is to go to the remnants of the Fortress Antonia. Let's see if I can find that. Yeah, so it was this thing in modern day Israel near where the temple is. The Antonia Fortress was a citadel built by Herod the Great and named for Herod's patron Mark Antony. Okay, as a fortress whose chief function was to protect the Second Temple. It was built in Jerusalem at the eastern end of the second wall at the northwest corner of the Temple Mount. It was connected by a temple by porticos. What are porticos? Porch leading to an entrance of a building. Okay. There's got to be a pathway through at some point. Christian tradition. Traditionally, Christians have believed that for centuries that the vicinity of the Antonia Fortress was the site of Pontius Pilate's praetorium where Jesus was tried for high treason. This was based on the assumption that an area of Roman flagstones discovered beneath the Church of Condemnation and the convert of the Sisters of Zion was the pavement, which John Blank describes as the location of Jesus' trial. Oh, interesting. I didn't know where that was. Antonia pavement, archaeological counter-arguments, whatever. Description. Although modern reconstructions often depict the fortress as having a tower at each of the four corners, Josephus repeatedly refers to it as the Tower Antonia and states that it had been built by John Hyrcanus and later by King Herod and used as a vestry, committee for the local secular and ecclesiastical government of a parish in England, Wales, and what? Using a weird term for religious organization in England to describe something in Roman times Jerusalem. Interesting. In which they were reposited the vestments of the high priests. Josephus states the general appearance of the whole was that of a tower with other towers at each of the end of the four corners. 3 of these turrets were 50 cubits high, while at the southeast angle rose to 70 cubits and so commanded a view of the whole area of the temple. So a model of the Antonia Fortress and currently in the Israel Museum. All right, so one of them is supposed to be taller than the other. Other theories. It was straight up destroyed in the First Jewish War with the fortress was one of the last strongholds of the Jews in the siege of Jerusalem when the Second Temple was destroyed. But it should have been destroyed in that war. So is there any remnants of it? Proposed reconstruction of the Antonia, because they don't even have the temple anymore. They just have the walls, so I don't know if there's anything built over that at this point. I'm just looking at like all the different quarters. So we have an Armenian quarter. Oh wait, I thought I was seeing quarters all over this map, but I guess there's only one quarter. The Armenian quarter for some reason. Why the Armenians get like a quarter right next to the temple? So, German colony. Why is there a German colony in Jerusalem? So, the more like dick move, I think. Let's see what Grok thinks about this, but I'll feed this to him, and I'll give my idea of lighting up some incense and paying respects to Titus, Emperor Titus, at the site of the Antonia Fortress. Jokingly portrays Hadrian's Wall as a pilgrimage site akin to the Wailing Wall, where Rome enthusiasts might pray, quoting Tate Brown's photo of a touching the ancient structure. Hadrian's Wall, constructed in 122 AD across the northern Britain to deter Caledonian raids, spans 73 miles and exemplifies Roman military architecture with surviving sections drawing over 1 million visitors annually for its historical allure. The quip leverages internet slang Romaboo, a portmanteau of Rome and weeaboo, to highlight niche fandom culture, yada, yada, yada. How about lighting up some incense and praying to Emperor Titus at the site of the Antonia fortress in Jerusalem? You spell incense? That would be peak Romaboo energy, escalating from solemn touching Hadrian's Wall like it was the new Wailing Wall to full-on pagan revival mode at the site of most associated with Titus' triumph over Judea. The reason I'd say do it at the site of the Antonia is because that's like the ultimate, like, well, there's the temple, but then it's like one of the greatest struggles of the siege of Jerusalem because it was such a formidable fortress. I would do that specifically as like a dick move to Jews, like saying, I'm praying to the emperor who downed you, who brought you low at the site of one of his greatest like overcomings of your resistance. Traditional and majority scholarly location of the Antonia Fortress puts it at the northwest corner of the modern-day Temple Mount platform Haram al-Sharif. Let's see here. Can I find that? Temple Mount, where the Al-Aqsa Mosque is. Today, that spot is largely occupied by the El Umaria Elementary School, a Muslim boys' school, and adjacent areas, with some remnants accessible via the nearby Covenant of the Sisters of Zion. Each has excavated parts like the Stroughton Pool and flagstone pavement, possibly linked to the fortress area. Lighting incense and praying to the Emperor Titus there would be logistically and legally adventurous, to put it mildly. The entire Temple Mount compound is under religious administration of the Jordanian Waqf. What the heck is a Waqf? With Israeli police handling security and access. Non-Muslims, including tourists, can visit during limited hours, but the site maintains strict status quo that prohibits non-Muslim prayer of any kind, silent or overt. Even in modern-day Israel, they can't have Jews going up there and doing non-Muslim prayers. No prayer books, shawls, phylacteries, visible rituals, or definitely no incense burning or altars. Lighting incense would count as an open religious act and fire hazard in a crowded holy site, so it would almost certainly get you removed by security very quickly, possibly detained if it escalates. The school itself is an active educational institution, so random ceremonies in and around it would not fly. Well, that just sounds like an obstacle to be overcome, does it not? Titus isn't exactly a beloved figure in local religious memory. He's a Roman general who destroyed the Second Temple in 70 CE, so a public Titus prayer session could spark serious tensions. That's kind of the point. In short, Hadrian's Wall is remote British countryside where you can vibe in peace with fellow history autists. The Antonia site is smack in the middle of one of the world's most geopolitically sensitive religious flashpoints. You'd go from quirky meme to international incident faster than Titus went from general to emperor. If you're just memeing the concept, though, 10 out of 10 for commitment to the bit. Next level, sacrificing a white bull to Jupiter Optimus Maximus on the Via Dolorosa while cosplaying as a legionary. Just don't actually try it. Where's the Via Dolorosa? The Via Crucis, sometimes known as Via Crucis, is a processional route in the old city of Jerusalem. It represents the path that Jesus took, forced by the Roman soldiers on the way to his crucifixion. I don't want to piss off Christians. I want to piss off Jews. Somebody clip that, please. No, I'm going to demolish the Al-Aqsa Mosque, put up a giant statue to Jupiter, and then do bull sacrifices on there every month. Or maybe once a year, and everyone else can come pray to it. Fuck the Muslims, fuck the Jews, and fuck the Christians. All right, what the fuck is going on today? Any more shit show coming out of Minneapolis? Wu's asylum rights comment draws fresh conservative criticism. Who? Wu made the remark during March 2025. March 2025 testimony defending Boston's immigration policies, like its Trust Act, limiting cooperation with federal enforcement amid a city where 1 in 4 residents is foreign-born. Legally, U.S. law allows asylum applications for those fearing persecution, though approvals hover around 40% with massive backlogs. Critics include DeSantis, who jabbed at Martha's Vineyard past migrant resistance, and Senator Mike Lee argued it ignores border realities and taxpayer costs, highlighting ongoing tensions over immigration as Boston strains under shelter demands. What'd she say?
Every human being has the legal right to come to the United States and seek asylum or shelter. And
yeah, that's the problem. Well, it's just not at Martha's Vineyard from what I hear. This is the core organizing strategy of the entire Democrat Party. It's all downstream from this. It's universalism run amucks. Oh, wow, it's Jared Taylor. Don't you love the way they come to the country we built and then decide that they have the right to give it away? Mass Daily News from Massachusetts? From Mass... All right, I guess I'll follow that. If the left takes power again, this country is over. It's that simple. Don't be so doomer about it. All right, so Boston mayor causing slight controversy. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, like, when we, what happens in Minneapolis. Like, next, apparently, they're going to go to Ohio and, I guess, like, start clearing out all the Haitians whose temporary protected status has been revoked. I don't know. Like, did SCOTUS, like, have to decide on that and say, like, no, temporary protective status is, like, purely is an executive thing and can be lifted by the president with due administrative procedures. It's not like you don't have a right to temporary protected status. All right, Nick Shirley confirmed San Diego daycare in fraud probe video. Oh, San Diego. That's where our largest CONUS Pacific naval base is. Nick Shirley, known for exposing alleged ghost daycares in Minnesota that billed for non-existent children, filmed an unannounced visit to a San Diego resident daycare on Saturday. The provider insisted children were enrolled, but grew agitated, demanding he leave amid no kids visible. Local records show similar issues with empty homes claiming high enrollments, prompting cheers from supporters and backlash from officials who called the visits harassment of Somali caregivers. So what, did he hit like other like Somali-owned business?
State, guys, look. There's 14 children enrolled here. You don't care. This is my daycare.
It sounds
you
like, it doesn't sound like a Hispanic woman who maybe you'd expect.
It's Minnesota. You come here. It's 9
All right, so Charlie's going to have like a target on his back at this point. I don't know. So, like, you know, how many HSI agents do they have? Or, I don't know, who would even investigate this at this point? HSI? Just like people just setting up their home and then collecting a welfare check. You know, it just really makes anybody who's going about normal life, paying taxes, just feel really aggravated. Just like, I'm working 8 hours a day and then I'm streaming to no audience. Haha. Trying to keep up my life. Meanwhile, these people are just cashing a check for doing nothing. Doing complete fraud. So, all right, it's just the same video. So I don't know, like, is this going to be half of what it's going to be? It's just like one giant, like it's bad. My concern is that the federal government just does not have enough people to track down every single one of these fuckers and bring it all down, other than just canceling the funding. But it looks bad, like you're saying, oh, we're cutting federal funding to daycare providers. It's just like, this is why you got to resist government spending money on anything to begin with, because once it starts, it's incredibly hard to get rid of it, because it just sounds bad that you're cutting funding for something that sounds ostensibly nice, but then it just becomes riddled with fraud. And it takes a significant level of like public understanding and outcry for funding to just be wholesale cut, instead of, oh, but no, the right people need to use it. No, like, just cut off the funding altogether. No federal funding to this bullshit. And you can't even get Republicans when they control both houses to like cut it, because like all these bills that were going through to partially fund the government, during different agencies and stuff. It just wasn't, various bugaboos that people wanted to cut, like the, what is it? Community Relations Service, which has been much maligned as of late. They couldn't even undo that because nobody's checking. Then again, I wonder if there's a legal distinction between defunding and straight up closing the office. Like, can you just straight up, do that through budgetary measures? San Diego City Council member called Nick Shirley and me MAGA right-wing extremists and creepy and disgusting for investigating learning centers in California this week. All right, so that's going to be the pejorative term going forward now. Learning centers. This is the same council member who showed up at Children's Hospital on Saturday ranting and demanding Randy Children's continue to double and demanding Randy Children's continue double mastectomies on 13-year-old girls from trans surgeries while kids with cancer were forced to hear their demonic protest. When the hell did that happen? On Saturday. Statement, harassment of Somali childcare providers. I'm aware of the right-wing extremist YouTuber and a locally based MAGA attention seeker are making unannounced and unwelcome visits to Somali-run childcare centers in San Diego. This is infuriating as it is creepy and disgusting. Targeting childcare providers is intimidation, not journalism. These providers are caring for children, supporting families, and strengthening the community. They and the children in their care deserve safety, dignity, and peace. I have been in direct communication with the police chief, Mayor Gloria, to stress the importance of responding promptly to community calls involving trespassing, stalking, harassment, and other criminal conduct. I've been assured this will receive a serious... Surely better have, like, lawyers on call and have, like, procedures for, and, like, be, like, no, squared, like, what counts as, when you stop being an investigator and when does, like they tell you to get off their property. Like, once they say, get off my property or I'm calling the cops, like, you probably need to, like, back off at that point. But I guess there's nothing against him, like, showing up in the early morning and then staking out, setting up a video recording, just like, all right, how many people are dropping off their kids here? And, like, then posting that, like, they're claiming that, and I did this all throughout the week, nobody was there. Just sitting in my car, nobody showed up their kids, so I don't know how they were running. And then maybe you'd have to show up, like, knock on the door and involves just like, are you in operation today? No? Okay. Are you in operation today? You? Like that, other than, like, doing that. The only thing I can think of is, like, flying a drone over and see if you can catch kids in the backyard. So, I don't know. Is HSI California? Let's look this up. I don't know even if HSI California... Oh, yeah, they do have an account. U.S. Marshal Service, Memphis. Oh, Newark. I should probably pay attention to that because Newark is one of the few airports that I can fly into to the greater New York City area. I'm going to Anime NYC, so I probably should figure out whatchamacallit. Figure out which airport I want to fly into. HSI San Diego's investigation led to a 14... this is last year. Prison sentence for Claudia Patricia Alvarez Hernandez of a Sinaloa cartel member of drug trafficking and money laundering. All right, hold up. So, Nick Hurley is in San Diego now doing his shtick of investigating daycare centers that seem to be fraudulent, which federal government agency would be the one to investigate this. This if Shirley found something. prime federal agency responsible for overseeing and investigating fraud in child care programs, particularly those involving federal subsidies like Child Daycare Development Fund, is the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services through the Administration of Child and Families, and especially Office of Inspector General. Because I swear like they were sending HSI people, Homeland Security investigators, to Minneapolis in the wake of what Shirley revealed there. Conducts criminal, civil, and administrative investigations into fraud, waste, and abuse in HSS programs, including child care subsidies. They investigate allegations of providers billing for non-existence or unprovided services, improper payments, and coordinate with the Department of Justice. In cases tied to broader fraud schemes involving federal grants, money laundering, or immigration-related angles, agencies like the FBI or Homeland Security Investigations under DHS have gotten involved, as seen in high-profile examples from Minnesota, where federal responses surge after similar allegations. All right. It's just going to be Shirley shtick. I don't know. Just, where's he getting his money to do this? Like, if he was, like, if Musk was, like, wanted to have some outsized, like, impact, all he would need to do is, I don't know, just give this guy, like, an endowment. Oh, selling hoodies off of what he found. Quality Leering Center. Yeah, that's about right. Support independent journalism. Donate. Is this tax deductible? Support security, support directly. Rev and approved direct donation options. Support via merch, support via Venmo, support via Bitcoin. I mean, Bruh should like try and create a tax deductible like program that so that way people can do it as a write-off, and then people like Musk could do it as a big tax write-off. Well, like I gave Nick Shirley's fraud investigative service $500,000 to go around and harass Somali immigrants for committing fraud. Write off my tax money. Like, all right. Let me ask Grok this. Could Nick Shirley create a tax deductible organization for what he does? $501c3. Yeah, haven't heard that. While this is running, I'm going to go actually get some chapstick. Please excuse me. Could structure his efforts through a tax-exempt nonprofit organization. This would allow donors to make tax-deductible contributions under U.S. tax law, typically a 501c3 status from the IRS. His work aligns with educational purposes, e.g. informing the public about fraud and waste in child programs, or charitable ones, promoting child welfare and government accountability, which are eligible for this status, similar to how organizations like Center for Investigative Reporting or ProPublica operate. High-level steps to set up such an organization. Define the mission and purpose, frame the organization around. All right, form legal entity, incorporates a nonprofit corporation in the state where he operates. This involves filing articles of incorporation with the state's Secretary of State, paying the filing fee. I mean, if he did this in California, it'd probably get massive amounts of resistance. So he'd probably have to set it up somewhere like, you know, politically. California or San Diego based work, I wouldn't trust to do it there. And like that would like, as we've seen with Virginia Dare or VDare, who's incorporated in New York, you know, you have to be politically sensitive to who's going to be there because with New York basically brought down VDare. They've de-incorporated at this point because they just can't handle the legal fees that Letitia James is forcing them to make because of they haven't even gone to trial on anything. They're just doing investigations, but they're trying to like do their due diligence to protect all their donors and clients and writers and stuff. So it's that's causing tons of legal fees. So Shirley should probably do it somewhere obscure like West Virginia that's politically reliable, that's not going to like investigate them. I would not do it in California. Establish governance, draft bylaws, appoint a board of directors, at least 3, including independent members. Hold an initial meeting to adopt policies. This ensures compliance, credibility, or for funders. Obtain an EIN and apply for tax-exempt status. Then submit Form 1023 or the streamlined 1033-EZ for smaller orgs to the IRS. Comply with ongoing requirements. Once approved, file annual IRS Form 990. Returns, maintain records, yada, yada, yada. Funding and sustainability considerations. Revenue streams. Beyond donations, we could pursue grants from journalism-focused funders. Fund for investigative journalism. Members, why does it sound like whoever the hell this is going to be is not going to play ball with Nick Shirley? That just sound... No. The whole point is, like, get Elon Musk to give you, like, $500,000 and then, like, just bank that somehow. Potential challenges. IRS scrutiny on whether activities are truly nonpartisan and educational. He might need legal help to navigate this, starting small as a fiscal sponsorship under an existing nonprofit. Fractured Atlas would test the waters without full setup. Nope. Go back to my Observer account. I don't know. Anything else going on? Drunk boyfriend texts Free Palestine, ignores girlfriend's location. I'm not even going to touch that. Amy Klobuchar. Edda Hengist. Oh, yeah, right. I catch the last minute of her stream doing, like, Storage Hunter or something, and then she raided on YouTube to Maury Calliope, so I don't think she ever noticed. Oh. Final form of online discourse. Inside of me, there are 2 wolves. Jew versus Goy. Is this guy supposed to be Jewish on the right here? I need to just download this somewhere. This is insane. Which wolf are you feeding? Won't answer, Glowy. Fuck you. That is too good. That is too good. Immediately after, oh yeah, the modern right-wing Nazi movement in the U.S. being a psyop from a Jewish pedophile connected to Israeli and U.S. intelligence would be so fucking funny if it didn't currently have control of the U.S. government. This has to be the dumbest country in history. Yeah, again, they're trying to go with this argument that all right-wing nationalist populist efforts over the past decade and a half spawned purely because of Jeffrey Epstein. No. People just look at transgenderism and trans kids and are just like, no, you don't need pull to do that. Okay, hold up. What is this? Just saw Fellowship of the Ring for the first time in theaters. I generally don't think Hollywood is capable of producing anything like this anymore.
Mechanism in a sense so that you could make... Did you have some kind of mechanism in a sense so that you could make sure that you were true to Tolkien? Well, we didn't want to put any of our own, certainly in terms of the thematic material, we didn't want to put any of our own baggage. I mean, we had no interest in putting our messages into this movie, but we thought that we should honor Tolkien by putting his messages into it. And we thought he cared about things. The countryside and the rise of evil, and he cared passionately about certain issues. And we thought what we should do to honor him is to make sure that what he cared about ends up in the movie. That's what we tried to do.
And modern directors can't fucking do that. Any IP that they get their hands on, they want to use to put in their own messages instead of bring to life the message from the original work. Other people can't fucking do that. And just hire white men to direct, Jews to produce, and white actors to star. We don't know how. We don't have the technology. Yeah, that's how you have to do it. Yeah, the Jews have to be a part of it. But the white men have to direct, the Jews have to provide the money, and the white actors have to be the stars. And then you get it. The United States and Iran have informed each other that they are ready to conduct negotiations on agreement to end ongoing tensions in the region. A senior American official aware of the details tells N12. Now, the other thing I've been hearing in the background because of this is that we're ready to strike. We're not ready for whatever the Iranian response is, and we don't have enough air defense assets in the region to do it. But I guess the getting all the all the sword, the hammer equipment in the region is gotten Iran to come to the negotiation table, see if we can capitulate. So if you can win without fighting, all the cost was moving all these assets around to spook them. If you can win without fighting, huzzah! I need Michael Tracy to comment on how this is wholly illegitimate altogether. So, breaking. Yeah, yes, you got mentioned in the Epstein files. Dinner with Chud at my house. We're all in the Epstein files now, aren't we? All right. Hold on. Let me just go with OSINT Defender and see what the most updated thing he has to put out. So where was that? That was like 7 hours ago. All right. So there was that. I'm going to go back. What was this last one? President Donald J. Trump appears to have softened his stance recently on Cuba, telling reporters earlier at his Mar-a-Lago resort that talks were ongoing at high-level officials and he thinks a deal will be made with Cuba. What deal would we want? Reporter, Mr. President, what do you want out of a Cuba deal?
Well, Cuba's a failing nation. It has been for a long time, but now it doesn't have Venezuela to prop it up. So we're talking to the people from Cuba, the highest people in Cuba, to see what happens. I want the people that came here that were horribly treated by Cuba to be taken care of, to be able to go back and do what they have to do. You know, they have their family there. They haven't been able to see them in years, many, many years. So I think we're going to make a deal with Cuba. It's in bad shape. Cuba's in bad shape. Cuba has a humanitarian problem.
I'm kind of thinking like, so allow political exiles to return with the promise that they won't, be persecuted. Because I'm thinking as an underhanded way, that might be a good way to import a fifth column that could like fully topple the communist regime later, is if you allow political exiles to go in. I think I heard like some stat like 1/3 to 2/3 of the Cuban population has left Cuba since Fidel Castro's takeover. So the country's become depopulated, and potentially with like a shock like libertarian-esque government to take over could make and with a beneficial deal from the U.S. could make it out to be revitalized tourism and economic opportunity, because they're so far behind. There's lots to catch up at this point, a lot of development to do. I'm not making any sense here. All right. Traders on Polymarket remain confident that the regime change will be coming soon to Iran, as negotiations and potential deal now appear possible, with chances that the Iranian government will fall before 2027, currently sitting at 32%, down nearly 10% since Friday. The regime may linger, but maybe they'll be like made they may be more geopolitically subservient to the United States. Arleigh Burke-class guided missile destroyer USS Delbert D. Black, DDG-19, departed the southern Israeli port city of Eilat on the coast of the Red Sea, or Eilat, Red Sea, on Sunday, February 1st, 2026, following a weekend-long port visit after transiting the Suez Canal into the U.S. Fifth Fleet, Central America's area of responsibility. ISIS Sahel has now officially claimed responsibility for last week's mysterious attack at the Dior Hamani International Airport in the Nigerian capital of Niamey. Okay, so ISIS still making moves out in Africa, because I guess that's the only place they have some room to operate. Wow, ISIS Sahel has published footage of last week's attack against Dior Hamani International Airport in Niger, with dozens of terrorists, including several on motorcycles, successfully breaching both civilian and military sides of the airport, as well as several hangars and warehouses containing military equipment utilized by the Nigerian armed forces. During the attack, ISIS appears to have destroyed or at least damaged a Diamond DA-42 surveillance aircraft, an Mi-171SH helicopter, a Hukush C light ground attack aircraft, and a Cessna. Several other commercial aircraft at the civil terminal were also damaged by small arms fire, and possibly one of the worst security failures in Nigeria since the military coup in 2023. for Niger since the military coup in 2023. So this happened in Niger. So, like, one of the things that, like, one of these governments have is they do have access to air supremacy, more or less. So being able to make attacks on military aircraft like this, that is like a way to counter the that technological force gap that established governments have over these terrorist groups. So if they can take that away from them, all right. Like, how long before Niger just straight up falls in on itself? I keep on thinking of the let's see here. Hold up. Can I find Pascal now? There, I have to put in the fucking okay, because he has a double M in Emmanuel. Oh, and I don't follow him. There, finally, I got him. Follow his whatever policy sphere is. Although I think he is policy sphere at this point. Wait, what the fuck? Palestinians legitimately the most vindicated people in history. A close second. They demonized me because I was right about everything. Just get a screenshot there. Andrew Fleischman. I work on behalf of wrongfully, unfairly convicted. I also try cases. I don't know. That name sounds Jewish. Nothing has vindicated Aristotle's theory of natural slaves like social media. Yeah. All right, but no, I was going to find... Nigeria, so this is a different country, Nigeria, but Nigeria's inevitable implosion will be a major problem. Immigration policy types will try to allow millions of Nigerian Christian refugees in to shore up aging populations with support of rightist parties who look to past immigrant performance as a predictor of future refugees, which will not be indicative. I don't know why he is so bullish on Nigeria completely imploding. Yeah, so there's the myth of Nigerian excellence. I'm aware of that. Oh, yeah, I commented on this a while back then. Verge of nearing the verge of collapse. I had in my head their oil money is enough to keep them stable. Muslims have been killing about 35 Christians a day for a while now. I mean, if they just keep it on that proliferary frontier, sure, what is that a threat to the Igbo holding all the cards down south? The only thing keeping it afloat is the global consensus on sovereign nation states. The oil wealth mostly gets taken by Western nations, especially the UK. Pagan tech. All right, back to here. What's this one? Midnight Hammer was a very specific mission. Lieutenant General Jason Armagost. I'm thinking like of Arbogast from the late Roman Empire, where he was like a generalissimo. Wow, what was the top Roman position? Master of Armies or whatever in the Eastern Roman Empire. So this name is just like, what is this? It sounds gothic. Armagost. The deputy commander of Air Force Global Strike Command told reporters at the Mitchell Institute Air Power Forum on Thursday, it was like a play. It was like a play in a game. It wasn't a game writ large. Iran responded to Midnight Hammer U.S. strikes last June against its nuclear sites by launching a small ballistic missile strike against a single base in the region in an attempt to still look strong to domestic audiences, but also de-escalate tensions with the United States. If the United States were to undertake a major air campaign against Iran, Maloney and others say Tehran would respond with as much firepower as it could muster, deploying its arsenal of short and medium-range ballistic missiles against U.S. and Israeli positions across the Middle East. Iran would also likely mobilize its proxy forces, directing Shia militia groups to launch attacks in the region. Israel has battered Hezbollah in Lebanon and defeated Hamas in Gaza, but they've beaten them down to a truce at this point. But Tehran could encourage Yemen-based Houthis to target tankers and launch drone and missile strikes against civilian and military infrastructure in the region. In Iraqi militias and extremist groups in Syria could also mount attacks against U.S. forces. So yeah. The quest for regime change is a whole nother dog in and of itself to take. Alright, so that was 2 hours ago. Oh, what the fuck is this? Lord Mandelson has resigned from the Labour Party, saying that he does not want to cause further embarrassment over links to Jeffrey Epstein. Him just in his fucking underwear with, what is this, supposed to be an underage woman? Who knows? Director of National Economic Council, Kevin Hassert, we are reordering the world order, and it's going to end up being great for everybody. Press X to doubt. All right, so that was 8 hours ago. Iran for Mr. Aragachi, there is no plan for executions or hangings. Right now, I can affirm that the rights of each and every person who is arrested will be guaranteed. You can say that. I don't necessarily trust you. Belgian Prime Minister Bart de Wever. Trump is hostile to the idea of the European Union. When he says he loves Europe, he actually means he loves 27 separate countries that will live in vassalage or drift towards slavery. The only economy large enough to stand up to him is the economy of the European Union, and he does not like that. Yeah, and also the EU is like a thing that is making Europe suffer to a certain extent. When the war in Ukraine started in 2022, I thought we were back in the 1980s. We have a tyrant in the East, an autocrat invading a democratic country that wants to belong to the free West. I thought we would again, well, there were various uprisings against communist rule in non-USSR countries like Hungary or Czechoslovakia, but then Putin invaded them, and then we just let it be because we understood realpolitik at that point. I thought we'd again see a leader of the free world come to Europe, just like Reagan did in 1987 when he said, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. Yeah, no, the optimal comparison here is not the 1980s, would be the 1950s with like the Hungarian Revolution and Eisenhower strategically not intervening there, just like letting our people have our spheres of influence. I thought we'd see a leader of the free world say, Mr. Putin, get out of Ukraine. But we didn't. We see an American administration saying between Putin and Zelensky, we don't take sides. Between tyranny and invading democracy, the United States says it does not take sides. Then you know you are not in the 1980s, you are in the 1880s. This is a new age of imperial thinking with imperial hemispheres and gunboat diplomacy. That layer may disappear after Trump, but we cannot bet on that. It could get better, but it could get even worse.
Ronald Reagan in 1987, when he said, Mr.
Oh, so he's speaking in English. The future of Europe. Interesting. I don't know what this form is.
Guy with the big stick was with the United States. Depending on the big stick, the guy with the big stick was with the United States, was shown us now that he can use the big stick against us. And that's a pivotal moment. That's a pivotal. This we have never seen.
He's
that
there.
he no longer does what we want, okay. But that he dares to threaten us with the big stick, it is a pivotal moment. So now we see all.
Yeah, use the big stick because you've been living under our aegis for so long, and then when we're trying to like geopolitically reorganize ourselves, you're like going kicking and screaming because you're too ideologically blind to the realities of the Russia-Ukraine war. Like you want to like support Ukraine to the end, but then it could completely collapse. Again, the argument with Ukraine is, can Ukraine attrite Russian forces for long enough that Russia will back down before something in Ukraine breaks, and then Russia can just go run over all of Ukraine? When do the logistics run down? When do they run out of manpower? I think they've got a good logistics systems going up at this point. Like that's when logistics break down somehow, that's when things are going to collapse, because then you'll see a cascade where Russia will break through somewhere, the logistics people will give up, and then anybody else at the front line is just going to like mass surrender because they know no help is coming from behind them. And then it'll be just a cascading effect. We made dogmatic choices against nuclear energy, which was stupidity of the century. Okay, I agree with you there. We're trying to come back from it, and we're far from there now. So we made dogmatic choices, but the worst is we're still making dogmatic choices in Europe. Yeah, against holding Ukraine out for as long as possible as well. That's dogmatic as well.
Spark a regional war, giving you context.
Why wouldn't he say that? Of course you can say that, but we have the biggest, most powerful ships in the world over there, very close, a couple of days, and hopefully we'll make a deal. we don't make a deal, then we'll find out whether or not he was right.
I mean, yeah, why wouldn't he say that? Of course he'll say that to, like, you know, you have to boast as much. You cause trouble for me, I'm going to cause massive trouble for you across this entire region. So you have to do that brinksmanship. So that's what he's, like, saying here. Of course he'll say that because he wants to, like, scare me down. On his meeting with Trump, Belgian Prime Minister, I am not the most pro-American guy you can find, but it needs two to tango in a marriage. You need to love each other. And if Atlanticism comes to an end, globalization will go with it, and we will be the victim of it. And of course, if you are threatened with violence within an alliance and you don't draw the red line there, well, where will you even draw it? So we nicely, politely delivered the message. This I can say. I will not say how he reacted to it. But I don't think I will get invited to the White House in the very near future. All right. So how long until Trump comes out in support of Belgian partition? Flanders to the Netherlands, Wallonia to France, and Molenbeek to Somalia. I was a sharp critic of Europe, what Europe was doing on immigration. I think Europe was foolish. We attracted the wrong kind of immigrants. We need immigrants, but we need to attract the right kind of immigrants, active immigrants that can reinforce our labor market. But our main specialty is attracting immigrants that are actually weighing on the social system, and our citizens see this, and this is fueled the extreme right. It's also a problem if you also get people on the high end too, because then that creates competition at the higher ends of society for, you know, high status jobs like doctors or engineers, coders, stuff like that. So you have to guard those as well. Otherwise, then you're going to have people like running into different industries that are far less, you know, generative, like being lawyers or financial managers and stuff like that, which, you know, don't have that labor pressure. Steve Bannon, do you think you are the devil himself? Jeffrey Epstein, why would you? Well, oh my God, here's footage.
The child's life.
Do you think you're the devil himself?
No, but I do have a good mirror.
It's a serious question.
Sorry.
Do you think you're the devil himself?
I don't know. Why would you say that?
Because you have all the attributes. You're incredibly smart. You remember the devil is somebody
the
knows.
smart?
The devil's brilliant. You read Milton's Paradise Lost.
No, the devil scares me.
Satan is at the number 1 or 2 archangel.
God damn it, Bannon. Could you, like, get your words out? Jesus. All right, so this is weird. What the fuck is this clip? Do you think you're the devil himself? Like, no. Why would I think myself that? From a 2018-2019 interview. So this is before he got arrested. Because Bannon was apparently really chummy with Epstein right up until he was arrested. Trump said no nuclear weapons, and we fully agree. We fully agree with that. That could be a very good deal. In return, we expect sanctions lifting so that the deal is possible. Let's not talk about impossible things. Again, if we use all this hullabaloo that we've driven up over Iran, and then we don't get some political concessions out of them towards their regime, it will have been using the protesters' blood to gain geopolitical concessions for our interests, but not necessarily help them out in the long run. So if we don't give something out about the, I don't know. The only thing I can think of is like a minor concession you'd have to give for the protesters. You have to allow Reza Pahlavi to come back to Iran, and he's allowed to politically organize. And, you know, just take the gambit that he's not going to get enough support to actually like make president or something. Something like that. Trump on Cuba. We're talking to people from the highest level. All right, yeah. All right, Trump wants to make a deal. He's always looking to make a deal. U.S. Ambassador to Israel, Mike Huckabee. Trump is going to do what he can for 2 things. 1, to protect the Iranian people who are being slaughtered by a runaway government that has brutalized its own people and has for 47 years threatened Israel and the U.S. The other thing is he's going to be adamant about that Iran is not going to get a nuclear weapon and that they are not going to enrich uranium. All right, so he's putting the political concessions for the sake of the Iranian people first and then the nuclear question afterwards. So hopefully he actually has an ear for what's actually going on here, and he's correct about that. Huckabee, every enemy that Israel has is an enemy of the United States. We are quite aware of that.
Relationship.
I don't necessarily agree with that.
There is partnership that is unlike we have with any other country. So I don't think people should look at this as who's on which side, who's against, who's for. that misses the point. The U.S. and Israel understand that whatever happens to one of us is going to impact dramatically the other. Every enemy that Israel has is an enemy of the United States. We're quite aware of it.
I don't necessarily like that. Wedding ourselves that much to them. Who got the F-35? Israel. Turkey will not get F-35 jets. Turkey, by law, would not be able to get them unless they made major changes in the hardware that they have from Russia. Well, if they make that concession, then there's been an unusual level of partnership between the U.S. and Israel, not an unusual level of partnership between the U.S. and Turkey. Okay, you're kind of conceding, like, you know.
There's been an unusual level of partnership with the U.S. and Israel, not an unusual level of partnership between the U.S. and Turkey. So let's look.
Yeah, that's the complaint some people have. My opinion, all routes to European security lead through Turkey. What's this? Tashikon. Merging Europe. Covering emerging Europe, Middle East, and Africa. Key focus on Ukraine, Russia, and Turkey, amongst others. Only Turkey and European NATO has the potential to put tens of thousands of boots on the ground in Ukraine. I mean, do the Turks even want that? Do they want troops in Ukraine? I don't know, like, what Turkish feeling is on involving themselves in the whatchamacallit, in like any after peace report is going to be popular with them. I really have to question that. All right, so I guess no other news like his hit. Still got like 3 minutes. I might make myself some tea. I'm only going to go up to like 10:30 max because then I have to make some dinner for myself and eat because I woke up late. Go to sleep late, wake up late, went out and got some quick groceries to make a braise that I'm making, although I think it's more functionally a stew at this point. I wonder what the heck I set the temperature to that thing for. Grammys is trending. Mokoko. Why is Mokoko trending? Mokoko thoughts. I don't follow them over here. Safe for work illustration. You have her fucking panties out, fucker. Alright, I'm just going to one of my Telegram channels to see if there's anything I missed. Something going down in Cambodia. Jacob in Cambodia. Video footage from yesterday's massive raid in Bavet. Police deployed 700 officers and arrested 2,044 foreign nationals at the A7 Global Resort compound. So a lot of Chinese. And then some what the heck? Why are they Global Resort? Oh yeah, we had a Texas ups. What district was this? Texas District 9. Texas.gov. Yeah. Oh yeah, this happened. So Trump was supposed to won this spot like 17 states, 17 points. I wonder if anybody's going to ask Scott Greer on his podcast tomorrow about that. Texas House seat in Texas 18. That was always a one. That was Shirley Ann Jackson's seat, then Sylvester Turner's seat, so that was always going to happen. So Trump was trying to get out the vote today, but this is back on January 31st. So that I mean, that's not in my area. If I would have got, so Miss Lay Wambass lost. So that's unfortunate for the Republicans. Oh no, Ron Paul was mentioned in the Epstein file. All right, whatever. I'm done with this, but all right, this is unfortunate. Need Scott Greer. Oh, there's Beau French who's running for. Man, I'm seeing like ads out the ass for people to do run for Texas Railroad Commissioner. So gotta remember. I guess I gotta pick who's gonna vote for that, or we're still doing a primary for that first. If you're in Tarrant County, Senate District 9, which is half of the county, please get to the polls today to elect strong conservative Lay for Texas instead of a radical leftist. Take your neighbors. We can't afford to see the seat to a commie. Taylor Remmett. It's election day. Working Texans. I don't know. What the hell is his platform? Tarrant County, Keller, Pelican Bay, Fort Worth, White Settlements, Arlington. Oh, man, look at this fucking ugly ass district. Workers' rights, unions, yada, yada, yada. Truly affordable housing and tenant rights. Affordable who actually live and work in Texas, not the developers and hedge funds. He supports statewide rent stable. Oh, fuck you. No. Rent stabilization. No. This is why New York sucks. I'd vote against this guy solely for this. Vocational training. Reinvest in public education. Expand high school vocational programs and reverse the privatization of Texas schools by way of taxpayer dollars. Building the pipeline between schools and good-paying jobs. Vagaries. I don't like. I don't like it. I don't care. Fuck public education in general. Environmental justice, redistricting, voting rights, transport, education, property tax relief, public safety, and fentanyl crisis. Veterans Affairs, workers' rights, truly affordable housing. Think about immigration. And school governance. Taylor will stand with teachers, parents, and students to invest in neighborhood schools, protect public education from privatization, and keep extremist politics and religious ideology out of the classroom. He supports teacher raises, mental health staff in every school, and strict oversight. Mental health staff. Oh, so that they can determine that children are transgender and need to be transitioned against the wishes of their parents. I may be reading too much into that. And strict oversight to prevent school boards from banning books or invading student private. And strict oversight to prevent school boards from banning books or no. Schools should have the power. Local government should have the power to say we don't want these books in our library or taught in our curriculum. Or invading student privacy. The future of Texas depends that we teach our kids today and deserve the truth. Public safety. The fight to hold traffickers, dealers, and bad actors accountable to the fullest extent of the law. If you're poisoning our kids, and But Taylor knows addiction is a disease, not a moral failure. He supports expanding access to mental health care, fully funded recovery programs, and making life-saving tools like Narcan widely available. Like, listen, if somebody's like, caught on the street, they need to be like put in a facility until they're like clear on their ass. Like, you need to take these people and hold them to rehabilitate forcibly. They can't like say, oh, I don't want to, and then let them leave. You have to hold them somewhere. Forced rehab. Public safety means protecting our communities and helping people get back to their feet. All right. So nothing about immigration. I imagine he's going to be against redistricting. So yeah, that's disturbing. That's interesting that this guy was able to win. You could think he looks like a Republican just by his face alone and a beard like that. Made history. So, So, yeah, this is upsetting. He's got all the trappings of like a Texas cowboy, but then he's like left leaning. So I guess he's just like putting up the looks enough. I wonder if this is going to come up at all at in Scott Greer's podcast tomorrow for mailbag or anything. All right, that's enough. I'm going to start up a game. So pull up my account and give an announcement tweet to nobody and then play a game because I want to fuck around and invade Canada. Pull up a script. I don't want anything. I'm just going to go check my brace for a second and maybe pour myself some water. So give me a moment. back at it. Man, where the heck even am I? All right, political focus, 2 in Ocean Aviac, using it while I got it. So I pushed through this all the way. So I don't even have the I don't even have the oh my god, turn down the music. Turn down the volume. I don't know how that's coming across on stream. I'll turn down music a bit. I swear that barely did anything. Well, look at that dividing line between like day and night. What the heck is this? Seems like a graphical glitch. Yeah, that was a day-night divide. Alright, outdated equipment and production. Midget submarine. How is it outdated? What am I doing wrong here? There, alright. Got rid of that. Reducing 20 of those for whatever reason. Or 10 of them. I guess for special operations missions. You have successfully decrypted the British... Yeah. Once I use it... Alright. So I got a lot of political capital to blow. GGs to German scientists to Italian scientists. Could blow through some stability with that. Would I even, like, save all this stuff up for? Recruit in Canada. When selected, a local agent from Canada becomes available for recruitment, and he can if we have an open operative slot. This agent will be harder to detect when infiltrating and operating in Canada. So it relies on me having an open slot. But I need to have a spy network. I need to have a faction in order to do that. It's the British Empire. Oh, Mosley's all full on in power. And of course, they're going to try and reinforce the Empire. So, it's a question. What do they have? Fortify East Asia, Commonwealth ties. Canada gains political power, gains Commonwealth ties, opinion British plus 15. Interesting. Develop the Raj, Indian independence or Indian autonomy. Empire becomes Dominion. Okay, so that's what they could go for. We'll see whether or not that holds up. Guide the colonies. 3 separate foundations for an Indian state towards... Oh, no, wait. This is all under partial colonization. Mediterranean bastion. Develop New Zealand. Develop Canada. Hold the Imperial Conference. Current ruling party is fascist, so they have to make them all fascist. Effect, political power plus 120. British Empire, British Australia, Canada, and others get event. 1930 Imperial Conference, unlocked Imperial Conference decisions. Imperial Federation. So, they could go for that. Let's see here. God Save the King. Path to British fascism. Move to secure the dominions. Ooh. So they take that. That might start igniting wars around the country. Also has to beg the question of what the Canadians are thinking about this. Can't see them. So they've just been doing economic stuff at this point. Strengthen Commonwealth ties. So So they're trying to make them like that. So I may have to go full war with Canada at this point. It's also... So they can't do North American Alliance, so I might have to straight up absorb them. But going down this route, appeal to the Imperial Loyalists. So let's see, bring the Dominions back into the fold. Modify trait, champion of peace, generate war goal tension limit minus 20%, unlocks ally imperialist uprising decisions. Ugh. Prevent continental hegemony. Oh wow, so even with this, you could go again, you could start a war with Germany. A puppet focus for Germany. Preemptive strategic threat against that. Unite the Anglosphere. You gain annex war goal against the United States. No. Fuck you. Preempt the ideological threat. Preempt the strategic threat. So this is against the Soviet Union. Reclaim the crown jewel. Gain Clanex against the British Raj. Requires Imperial conscription. Imperial conscription. Is fully independent. I guess it applies to them. Expose the belly of the bear. Oh, go after Iran and Afghanistan. Alright, that makes sense. Yeah, you're near fully trained. Where are the Marines? Don't I have Marines like hanging around somewhere? No, I don't have any Marines, so I need to revitalize the Marines. Says political power gain plus 15%. So I mean, the next one I could get is, let's see here. Stability plus 15%, resistance target compliance growth speed. I don't need that. I'm pretty smooth talking charmer. Trade deal opinion factor. Financial expert. I could go with this guy to get more access to more factories for building. No, I remember what I want. I want to get undisturbed isolation. I might just bank some of this right now to... So I need more than 15% war support. So I need to see if we can get... So I'm just going to bank this over 150. So if I get to 300, I'll go for something. But if I can move to early mobilization before I take early interventionism, limited intervention, I'll do that. I don't want to go down American first. I can do this without necessarily going down fashion. Extend the Chinese Exclusion Act. That just gives me support and pisses off the Chinese, which I don't necessarily want to do. Ally with the Silver Shirts has more than 10% fascism support. I mean, I could do this without going full fat. Oh, you can do this. You can get War Powers Act. Oh, but we need lots of fascist support for that. So honestly, nah. So I'll just hold out for a bit before I go limited intervention because that adds significantly harder to mobilize the economy. So I want to get into a mobilization state before. Let's see here. So conscription laws plus 100%, economy laws plus 100%. So if anything, I want to get to like partial mobilization. Maybe, you know, if something really gets out of control, I can go to partial mobilization or war economy later with limited interventionism ahead of time. And selective service asks will add limited conscription before anything I can always get to that to move things up even before. Actually, I don't pay attention much to conscription laws, but does not have. So I would have to get past undisturbed isolation for any of these. So limited conscription gets me for 10%, so I get that. Service by requirement, extensive conscription, but we have a lot of people that we can go through first, so let's, I need to just actually move on. We trained up almost already. Oh my god, everyone needs to get repaired. Jesus. And, you know, adding... Oh, shit. Let's see here. So that's a bunch of submarines. Man, I'm a little bit lost. All right, so this is all pack fleet. I have them in pack fleet. I want to actually reorganize you in fleet lance for the time being, just to balance things out. 6 submarine squadron. Oof. You guys need to get up and up. 13. So honestly, with you guys, I think I'll just make a whole nother submarine squadron out in the Pacific. So what? You're the 6th submarine squadron, so you'll be Subron 7. For submarine squadron. And fleet has the entire area, so I don't know. You're all trained up? Okay, just go on patrol. No assigned regions. Battle force. Ah, shit. Good enough for now. Alright, go out this far. We have the Aleutian Islands up there. With that and the Bering Sea, and let's see, where are your regions of coverage? Alright, well now that I'm... How do I get rid of his own? Oh, I need a... That's what I have to do. Shift. Alright, I'll get him out of that and Hawaii. So keep it over here. You know what? Central Pacific? God, there's nothing out here worth protecting. Fine, I'll leave them there. And you cover this. Add that in, and then honestly, like you guys can... Just hold the Caribbean Sea and like the Del Mar Plain for right now. You've got all this. And Hudson Bay, let's not like get too ambitious right now. Just hold for here. Should have done this. Yeah, there we go. Whole new Desron we can pull together right now. Yeah, let's send him out here. Desron, I don't know, 8 at this point. And I'm gonna give spy glasses. And you're gonna patrol at this point. And honestly, let's spread out some of the love here. There we go. Honestly, they could use another squadron out here as well. Why don't you go back and train? Okay, I got rid of everybody more or less out of that. Everybody up on Veteran Sea as much as I can, because I barely have any fighters. Okay, everything's good out there. No, I need to do F1, but my control key is right next to the FN key. Fine, I need to run the game. That's what I need to do, more anything else. Let's see here. Missing equipment production, carrier close air support. Do I have another factory somewhere? No, I needed to do an aircraft, carrier close air support. What is this? View save designs. 7 Catalina. Naval bomber template. The Catalina is based off of a small one, A-17. Requires armor plates. Alright, where we'll just make interwar carrier airframe. Fighter. How do I... God, this shit is so confusing in all honesty. Or basic carrier airframe. Devastator. All right. Northrop BT. Why are there 2 copies of this? They're both the same. Save new design. Northrop BT. Bad special features. Dive brakes. All right, all right, Northrop BT. It is. For when we finally get some extra factories in the run. Should probably put another carrier up there. Room for radar, which we don't have. Man, they're unarmored. Basic carrier. I don't know. What's this one? Yorktown class A1. This would become A2. Put in one of those. Move that 5 on that, and then 2 constantly working on that. I don't want suicide bombers very much. And 2 close air support. Oh, 1 close air support. All right, but now this is going to make a big complaint that the previous version, your class, no. I could upgrade the other carriers if I wanted to, but I don't have the capacity right now. How's the infrastructure going? My hub, war industrialists. There's nothing for... lost 20 representatives. Oh well. Whitaker Chambers. You need reach out to the Ware group. Patterson, America First. Political power gain plus 15%, plus 5%. Fascist demagogue. Inclusive gentleman. Operative slots. Anti-communism crusader. Don't need that. Economist. Reach out to the Ware group. Has completed America First. Where's the Ware group? That's not under this one. Power the Huok. Send in Chinese exclusion acts. Piss off China for no reason right now, and then get the Huok, which will clamp down on communism. But we're not really facing anything, so it's not really going out. But this would basically. Oh, I need 15 support for the Silver Legion. But reducibility. All right, nothing to go down here because I don't want to LARP as a fascist right now. Uh-oh. Japanese are going whole hog against China. 1937. Yeah, we're behind on this, so the production efficiency cap up. Oh man, they're going for everything. Man, so I just need support to go up a little bit higher. Okay, naval tech. I'm behind on everything. Don't invest in heavy battleships because, well, it's not going to be worth anything soon. Fleet speed while retreating versus what else can I get? I'll do these small things. I don't want to do anything while I'm not getting lots of... Oh, God. Everyone just go repair yourself. Jesus. Where are you? I want you to be big guns because you've got You're pretty small for whatever the heck you are. Cruisers, battle force. You guys. USS Ranger can be upgraded, but these other guys can't. God, everyone go get repaired. Because I probably need to, like, figure out what my allocations for repairs are. Oh, you guys are all newbies? Fine, start training. You guys are fine. I don't know. You guys train as well to grind some XP. Same with you. Actually, no. I want some of you fucking patrolling. You do drills too. I got no, like, new subs over here. Let's get, like, 4. Balance some shit out. So honestly, if anything, I need some new subs out over here. I don't know. Strengthen. Let's get, like, another force out here. Just like some Scotty force. Desron 9. Let's get some new ship types out there, and you're gonna be done soon. Oh no, you still have to go through everything. Two Oceans Navy Act. I'm kind of blown. Do I go after this to get Defense of the Pacific? Or get Intervention Americas because I'm dead set. I need to get this to get something start in case shit starts popping off over here. So we need something else to light off so I can get rid of undisturbed isolation. Details. Go Air Force Department. Oh, free dockyards. Wow, I got a lot of free dockyards. What just happened? $31 out of 32. Jesus. It's going down. Because world tension is slightly decreasing every day. So I need some other event to straight up pop off. The Panay incident. American-British gunboats were attacked by Japanese aircraft in separate actions today, while evacuating Western civilians from the front line at the war between the Japanese Empire and China. Despite being clearly marked as American vessels, the U.S. Panay was hit by 2 bombs sunk and 3 Americans and 1 Italian citizen killed and others wounded. In a separate attack on HMS Lady Bird, 1 British sailor was killed. Both the American and British governments have issued strong protests. The incident highlights the increasing tensions between the 3 foremost naval powers. Does Japan have no limits? Okay. Okay. Oh, that decreased things. All right. U.S. Panay sunk in China. The gunboat USS Panay came under fire earlier today while evacuating civilians from the front lines in the war between Japanese Empire and China. Despite being clearly marked with American flags, struck with 2 bombs, she sunk later that day with 3 U.S. citizens killed and many more wounded. Survivors were picked up by American and British gunboats in the area. The Empire of Japan has been quick to claim it was an accident and offer an apology, but some think that the attack was deliberate, and a number of advisors are calling for war. However, public support for war remains low, and any declaration is likely to be divisive. Withdraw our forces from China. Lose war support, that's not what I want. I got high stability, so I don't need to make that piss off. Gains Penaeans and opinion in Japan. Demand compensation. Game-based war support. War. This could blow up in my face. Gains claim on Marshall Islands. No, demand compensation. All right. Then, now. Wait, why can't I undo it? More than... Oh, never mind. More than 50% war support at war has completed limited intervention. Oh, I completely missed this part. So... but then everything goes up by 100, so they become 300 things. So I'd have to be at war or have completed limited intervention. All right, that's me being a dumbass for not following the rules. So I'm wondering, is it still worth going limited intervention or doing the Neutrality Act? Now I'm wondering, do I go down this path or not? Spotting speed, focus on Asia, focus on Europe. Intervention mandate decisions, Office of Strategic Services. I'm wondering now if this is worth it. Which grants propaganda mission effects, boost ideology mission effects. Now I'm thinking maybe it might be worth going to the Neutrality Act. Lend-Lease Act, war propaganda. This is more if I wanted to get in the war, but it might... requires support, let's see here. Can send volunteer forces, add limit intervention, which grants joint faction limit plus minus 25%, send volunteers limit minus 35%. But ups all the rules for all those things. So honestly, I'm thinking I have to walk this back. I want to do the Neutrality Act. With the thinking that I'm gonna get drawn to a war eventually, so might as well go down this thing. So better, like, let's see here. Where's California? And Texas. Take those off because I know there's something down the road from those. I think I'll just stack up with whatever I have left. The only other one was Louisiana. Did I ever complete Louisiana? Florida, Virginia, Maryland, New Mexico. I think Louisiana already happened. So I think that you get 2 for free, but you get... There's reading why it says California twice for some reason, but I took out Texas and California, so... I think I accidentally already got Louisiana somehow. Well, I got rid of it there, so when that happens... So next term I might actually get the interventions. Alright, so wait, that was this... I can hold for a couple days so I can get this up. Large airframe. All these things are out of my league for right now. What about tanks? What's my research? Not doing anything for tanks at this point. Or what about this? Oh, I'm behind on this, so might as well catch up with my infantry since that's what I'm going to be dependent on. Oh, political power for nothing. All right, whatever. I should probably appoint some people. So, armaments organizer, supply hub construction, war industrialist. Not there yet. Compassionate gentleman, financial expert. We'll do that, and then who else could we use? Motorized equipment, artillery designer. our advantages in the war was motorized equipment, so let's go in on Ford. Motorized research speed, although I'm not using that right now. Or how I just need any tank. Tank destroyer board. Medium tank designer. Reliability plus 15 plus soft attack. Heavy tank designer. No. Mobile tank designer. No. We're slow and methodical here. So Detroit Arsenal. That just we could go for that later. Or, you know, we're behind on air stuff, so naval aircraft designer, light aircraft designer, medium aircraft designer, tactical bomber, scout plane, heavy fighter. Go in on naval aviation, so we'll do that, and it gives air research speed altogether. Bonus. Tsardom of Bulgaria approaches German Empire. They seek Wilhelm's protection. The Bulgarian government has signed a commercial agreement with several German companies in an attempt to strengthen ties with the German Empire while stimulating the injection of foreign capital into the country. Under the agreement, German investors will receive significant legal benefits and tax reductions while operating in the Tsardom of Bulgaria. All right. I don't want to stack this up. All right, come on. It's a little more. There we go. And then something along this. There we go, and cut down speed on that. So they're just generating things. No accidents so far, luckily. What are you, cruiser? You do that too to get those two guys up. No problem here. You're just patrolling. Everyone go the fuck back in and repair. Jesus. Have to do it piecemeal? Alright. They're not taking. Alright. Radio interception group. What could I even use politically after this? War industrialists. You know, to roleplay properly, I would say I would need a neutrality act of like something popping off in Europe, but maybe I should just... Bureau of Ships. Fund the Navy. Expand the USMC. Maritime Commission. Add Maritime which grants dockyard construction fee plus 10%. Strategic bombing was a big thing. Let's see here. We're playing Yale. Let's just do that for right now. I can still create a faction. Defense Canada regulations. Monroe Doctrine. So they're clamping down on communism and fascism. Oh, they're a satellite now. What are the Soviets up to? Can't tell. Okay, let's spy on them. What are the French up to? They've gone down, formed the Popular Front, but the question is, will they join with the loyalty to Moscow or do their own thing? I want them to do loyalty to Moscow. What are they doing? What is Mexico doing? United Mexican States. Exile Cales. Control the army. Ban political militias. So, alright, they're trying to stabilize themselves. They're not going to do... Godot phalangist veterans or support Spain's loyalists. So they could go down a fascist route, so I may have to, I don't know, they may ally with the British on that front, but they haven't completed down here. Agricultural Credit Bank. So they could still go communist if I'm not watching things, but whatever. Okay, how am I even doing here? I have lots of support. I don't know what I blow it on, though. Nationalist victory in Spain. What the fuck? There are two parties that are named assent. Australia declares the empire in crisis. Oh. New Zealand declares... okay. Canada declares independence. India declares independence. Anybody else? British Malaya, you still loyal? South Africa declares independence. Damn. All right. Lithuania has declared war. Germany under attack. Not long ago, Germany found itself dragged into another war while everyone had hoped it for long-lasting peace in Europe. It is clear that tensions in the continent are still too great. German officials state that they can no longer afford to keep the Rhineland demilitarized, arguing they need full mobility within their own borders in order to defend ourselves. It's not... Who the fuck are they at war at? With Lithuania? Oh, because they're... Okay, well, there goes Lithuania. Fuck you. What do they even do? Anglo-Italian alliance. This is an unprecedented move. The new British government has distanced itself from the Great War allies in France and now have instead announced an alliance with the Italians. This brusque shift of allegiance has caused shockwaves through the European diplomatic scene, especially eyed with suspicion in France and the German Empire, whom has already been the target of repeated hostile rhetoric from Oswald Mosley. This is some significant British diplomatic maneuvering. Okay. Well, there goes fucking Lithuania. Lithuania has capitulated and completely annexed. Let's see here. Poland got that, well, kept that and gets Sudna. And Germany, of course, gets Memel. So that's ugly as hell. Energy per coal gain. Interesting. I don't know if I need to go through that. I'm not sure I want to invest in this yet, but probably good intervention to get into rubber production. You're working this, so next thing would be, what do I have to do to get... I need a facility, that's what I need. Modify government, alright, tanks. Just go with medium tank designer for now. And then... artillery or motorized? Just go with motorized equipment as a future investment, so to speak. World tension, so... date, so... this is added world tension. Germany focus on the true enemy. Focus on the true enemy against Britain. Oh, so we might actually, useful ally. Alright, damn, I have so much political support, but midterms might knock that out in the next coming months. Radio interception group, alright. System marine, decryption.
Ready to move.
Alright, well, you're fully up and up. What about here in our TRACOM? Just gonna send them out here. I'm just doing things by vibes at this point. New leftovers go here. Actually, wait, I just realized. You go down here. Give some support down. Actually, all of you, go over here. Computing machine. Not there yet. Cavity magnetation of completed radar project. All right, well, we'll get this radio done. That's right. I really don't have a battle force out here. That might backfire in my ass at some point. I got 2. Got a lot of destroyers in here. Let's actually balance it out. And you got 2, so actually, why don't I send you over here? And make you Desron. Wow. Ten at this point. Same thing. I'm gonna make you have the spy spectacles and whatever. All right. So we have a battle fleet out here. Probably gonna get killed by the Japanese. Let's move you out here too. I want to split them up. Desron, 11. Okay. Fleet submarine. Just do something to keep yourself busy. Oh, we don't have a point for that. All right, whatever. Fourth Internationale. A number of communist delegates from around the world met in Paris today for a founding conference, laying the groundwork for what has been known as the Fourth International. Calls for its formation have existed for years, with supporters of Trotsky's theories taking the lead. Stalin has responded with growing support of the Trotskyian abroad by ordering additional assassinations and increasing propaganda against his old rival. With the past purges of suspected Trotskyists in the high ranks of the Soviet military and leadership in recent memory, it's unlikely to be met with any resistance. So Trotsky's not dead yet. Magnetic detector. Can't research this yet. Right, let's go with this for the time being.
Attention.
Stop training. Stop burning yourselves out for nothing. I'm gonna go with Neutrality Act. Get it now while I can. I mean, there's nothing holding me up from it at this point. Hungary announces Treaty of Trianon. Japan restores German rule to Tsingtao. Okay. So they have this little carve out right here. Damn, Velu Modi. God knows what they're doing right now. National Indian Congress. So what? They're gonna go diplomat. They're gonna try and be they're trying to be democracy. Indian Gurkhas has research mountain infantry. Mountain Infantry 1. Jungle training. What even is this stuff? Alright. So they're going to try and be a democratic power. I guess. Disgraceful. Oh well. Available special project. Goddamn. Montana class battleship. Sure. Airplane available in reserves. P-35 Alphas. Light bomber. Sure. Let's add another. Fighter group. What is this? P-26 Alphas. Fighter. Ghost should be replacing them. What? No. You and train to get all the way up. Oh god, what am I listening on? Chromium. Cuba, get to work. Tsardom of Bulgaria joins Central Powers. Oh, I'm trying to reforge the Central Powers. Improve infantry equipment. All right. Another one here. There we go. All right. Constructions are proceeding apace. Do you have any need for any requirements for any of these things to go off? 95% support for the Republican Party, military constructions, more than 30% war support. Well, kind of getting there. So. Tails, I don't know, blueprint stealing. All right, go back. You swap out, you train. You calm down. You all, I'll go out there. I am just doing this by vibes at this point. Shaanxi has capitulated. Oh boy. They're still sort of like existing. What do I throw this at? Motorized equipment. Yeah. Do it with this. Yeah, bracket shooting. Yeah. I guess the other thing I could throw it at is this, because it's getting close. Actually, we could go for this now, even though it's lined up with 1939, but whatever. People have spoken, and let me guess. Oh, wow. Never mind. I've got way more support than anything. Why I do it, when I had the power, I'll just do these. Burn through 10% stability. Neutrality Act, yeah. Let's finish this up. Defense of the Pacific. And I got a bunch of political power. What do I need? Democratic reform, no. Smooth talking charmer. War industrialist. We're not there yet. Armament organizer. It gives me more political power gain, so. Damn, he costs a lot, but whatever. Senator gives government proposal. Yeah, alright. I could go for limited conscription if I wanted. Our boys will not be sent into foreign wars. Queen Maud of Norway has died. Oh no. You know, you do drills way out in the Pacific. You go get repaired, though. Decision. Heavy guns, speed, light guns. Sure, speed. Confirm. I barely understand this entire thing. Where do I put any of these facilities? What would I need to do radar so I can get that ball rolling? Manhattan Project, air would be radar. So I need an air facility. Where's one? Do I have one in a state with maxed out? You know, I'll just put it in Colorado at this point. just to get that fucking started, because that's lagging way behind and super behind on all that. All right, industrializing. I'll hold on for a year to get this out. Let some research points stack. Blueprint stealing, government cipher school. End of the League has declared war on Ireland. Oh boy. The only one left is that Burmese war on Ireland. So they still have Burma, and British Malaysia is still like an integrated puppet. Well, there goes that. They folded. Man, I got so much government support right now. Well, Ireland has capitulated. Edmund Valera responded by stating that even in exile, he should continue the fight for Ireland's support. Where the fuck are you even at this? Like, where would he be government in exile at this point? Who even has a faction at this point for him to join in? Where are the government in exiles? Ethiopia is under them. That might be an annoying sticking point for the fucking for their Italian allies. Oh, I probably lost some research points there, not paying attention. So they went down that. Appeal to Imperial Loyalists. Ugh, that could be the next thing. I wonder what they are actually going for. Bring us back to full. Carrying forward Operation Base. Consolidate the British Isles. God save the king. So reinforce the empire. So how the heck did they just do that? Is it because they just had... Did they had a claim at all on it? Nope. Alright, we got Defense of the Pacific. We can get Arsenal Democracy out of nowhere. Probably should invest something in here. Yeah, just go with Bureau of Ships for right now. I can't ask them to join faction. I need to create a faction first. Whatever, I'm just going to remain aloof for right now. Passive defense. What the fuck? Upgrade bottlenecks. Oh man, my logistics network out here is absolutely atrocious. Like, they're more connected to Canada at this point. I need some railroads up here. Jesus. I don't know. Does New England get all of its, Where did all this stuff come from? Now, how fast does it take to go through all this? A month or so? Yeah, we need this desperately. Uh-oh. I still have, like, supermajority support in the Senate. Oh, man. Wait, so let's do that. Italian scientists. There we go. We got everything. I remember hearing that all of these support companies really aren't worth it. I don't know, I'll throw it at, let's see here. Well, I'm already at that, so let's get the next artillery going for, and hopefully... Oh, that's done. Let's get the Thompson. Improved infantry equipment. Alright. Fuck the reserves at this point. Well, then it means I'm going to have a bunch of people without veterancy. Just remember, did I do anything on occupied territories? Alright. Resistance isn't growing. Local police force, Kingdom of Hawaii, Panama. Submarine squadrons are getting a bit overloaded. I want to break them out or something. What the heck was that? Well, I lost it, whatever it was.
Attention.
Man, I got tons of training, but it's like, oh, I just can't get them equipment. Let's put you bottom priority right now. The Marines get high priority because we're going to need them. Fall of Nanjing. It's like in the center here. Shit. Japanese are usually, I swear, like they've usually been able to. Alright, pick something. Carrier primacy, like next year, that would be useful for, but that can come in later. Escort effort, fleet submarines, fund the Navy. There's so many choices. Attack bonus against country. I doubt we're going to go to war with execute warplane Crimson. Oh, let's get this one. Hungary demands southern Slovakia. Oh, what the heck? Czechoslovakia returns southern Slovakia. Okay, but now Italy's in the middle of a civil war. Why? Party of the Revolution. Oh, they might be going communist. I'm going to have a real dog's breakfast World War II. Jesus. The Italian Republic. Non-aggression pact against the British Empire. Really? Oh, they're going to get crushed. Oh, they're breaking out. Doctrines available. Base strike. Carriers. Floating airfields. Battle groups. Mass carrier fleets. Ship recovery rate. Port strikes. Sortie efficiency. Sure. It's probably invest in screening more than anything else. Machine-assisted decryption, machine-assisted encryption. Might as well get that to shore up our own security at this point. Facility with unassigned scientists. Leslie Stryker, special project speed. Scientist XP gain, research bonus plus 10%. Let's see here. Rocket specialist, aircraft specialist, electronic specialist. I want you, and I want radar. Start. Now. I'm behind on that. Did I already get max things in New Mexico? Florida. Okay, and Mississippi has... Oh no, Tennessee. Let's keep Tennessee off for right now because it's 2. Virginia. I need to start. Let's see here. New Mexico. I think their all their thing is filled out. Oh no, no wait. I keep on seeing it here. Yeah, I'll keep this down here. I need to move up some of these things so we can actually start doing projects. Prototype decision available. Anti-air artillery, anti-torpedo measures. Anti-air artillery, yes. It's kind of pointless. You know what? Everyone go back to patrolling for right now. I'm a little bit overwhelmed. You're gonna go in this reserve, destroyer reserve for right now. What is this? Diesel-powered emergency pumps? Okay. Improved light battery. Why do I have this? Research speed will increase by 20%. Why? Naval artillery experimental research. Don't have any of this shit, so might as well. Ladder shooting. Battleship, heavy cruiser, battle cruisers. It's extended and everything else. I don't think this is worth as much, but let's go with this. Getting a little bit overloaded over here. So this reserve, 1, 2, 3. You need some more young blood, new ship types. Build new munitions plant in Michigan. Sure. I'm at max infrastructure anyway, so. Oh man, it gives like all the Great Lakes it. What the fuck? Texas, Florida, Louisiana, and California. So those will be the reserve for what I get for, I always throw in one there. So when all those infrastructure projects complete, if I get military constructions, that will fill out those places. Although it's listing Georgia right now, and that's just leave 2, it'll pick 2 that are left. All right, another howitzer. I should probably invest in a tank. Yeah, get the 1938 frame. Oh, well, time to upgrade. Construction 3. Let's get advanced machine tools and damn, where does this go? Oh, we spit out another carrier. Fine, let's produce. Oh, Oh, we never produced any of these, so auto design. We have double torpedo tubes. Thank you very much. No additional modules. Fuel tank. Cruiser submarine, yeah. And there's nothing to put in the mid-custom. Alright. Can I give you extra fuel tank? Does that do anything? Sure, let's build a bunch of cruiser submarines. Whoa. That is the most annoying feature ever. Yeah, let's produce 6 of those and send them to TRACOM, and probably should get like more, I don't know, basic cruiser, basic crew A3, A4, New Orleans class, you A1, So these are heavy cruisers. Where are these Brooklyn A1s? Produce 10 more of them. I don't know where I'd put them. Alright, continue the game. Chinese, Soviet, yeah, at least the commies are down. Fuck them. American Institute of Sciences, awesome. Did they do Arsenal Democracy yet? Fund the Navy. Intervention in Europe. Maybe later. We have to focus on the home front first. Escort effort, carrier primacy, light hull. That would help spit those out. Submarine models. I got a bad feeling about Mexico. I'm gonna do that on a lark. Alright, we got an extra one. What can I throw it at? Not until next year. Let's show up. So I want to start getting tanks. She insisted encryption. Anti-partisan. Might be good to infiltrate the fucking navy of the Brits. Oh yeah, and that's right. Historically, Pakistan was bifurcated like this, and they got Lahore. I'm pretty sure Lahore is held by Bangladesh. Declare. Oh, really? Immediately? Are you fucking kidding me? Well, it's not like they can reach them. Research grants. Research, yeah. So I can blow some supports purely for research grants. Sure, let's do that. Why not? Oh man, I got tons of political power. Mobile warfare, superior firepower doctrine. Air warfare theorist, naval aviation pioneer. Victory through air power, strategic destruction, naval theorist, naval doctrine cost. Superior firepower for whatever it's worth. Alright. infantry, commando, carriers experts. Or actually, I need to get some gain on this stuff, so I should probably start army planning, army drill, army morale. Plus 30, plus 30, plus 30. Division training time. George Marshall. Army offense, army morale. Division attack, planning speed. I'm gonna go with George Marshall for right now. I didn't realize I'm just like have tons of power. Modify officer corps. Signals training. Calculated restraints. Integrated arm. Integrated air arm. Air controller gain. Fleet protector trait. Yeah, let's go with that. Improved light battery. Alright. It's going to take 76 days, so we'll just do that as a hold stop while this builds up. Let's see here. Let's do some training here for the sake of grinding some XP. Damn, I'm just chewing through these things. Okay. We're playing green. Oh man, we're just spinning through stuff here right now. I'll get carrier primacy while for the time being. Are you gonna do something, Britain? Are you gonna pop off yet? Oh, we're integrating their navy. Air traffic coordination. Mastery award unlocked. Carrier overcrowding minus 20%. All right. Anti-air upgrades. Yeah, sure. Let's get that. Actually, wait. Why don't we get everything ready for move into tanks? Get that all up to snuff. All right. Well, that was already done. Never mind. Outdated equipment. M1 Garand. Oh, so now we have to actually change our production. I can just change the name. M1 Thompson. The next one after that is the green, is the grease gun. While we're doing this, let's just get integrate Alaska and Hawaii. Guns for anti-fascist war. At least 100 infantry. I don't have the stockpile for that. That's the problem.
Ready.
Oh, hey, no wonder.
Ready, sir. Orders.
No
Attention.
wonder I was getting tons of units. I thought I wasn't getting anything. They're all going to the wrong units.
Ready to move. Commands.
There we go. All right, let's actually change that up. Now I'm wondering what the... Now I understand what was going wrong. Fine, torpedo cruiser. Start. We're gonna run out of stuff to do. All right, go back to Patrolling, all y'all. No, you keep on training. That's your goal. Yeah, you go out here. All right, keep it going.
Commands.
Proved heavy battery details. All right. As America, my rule is you should always have something going on in always have something going on in naval, because your navy is going to be very important for fighting any kind of war, because you're so far away from everything else. Unknown focus, bring the minions back to control. All right. All right. Not there yet for that. I want paratroopers. I want to fill that out. Here's the thing, if you do take selective conscription and get limited conscription, it's going to be a pain in the ass to get anything else started. Let's go with Arsenal Democracy for now. Austria, oh wow, all right. Soviet declared war on Finland. Okay. Uh-oh, Britain's got communism in it. Because they ignored them for too long. All right. Let's get that stuff squared away. While we're at it, I'm going to actually design a fucking tank. Improved light tank, basic medium tank. M3 Lee, M10. Special features radio, easy maintenance. Oh, I need the medium tank design actually to be done. Have I not completed that yet? Alright, hold up. Let's get this. Oh, I already got these guys? Basic light tank. No, I want to... Easy maintenance. Acquired the following modules to create medium tank design. Radio and easy maintenance. Special feature, easy maintenance. It won't tell me what those features are. Do I not have radio going somewhere? Advanced radio, basic radio. Naval search radar. Man, yeah, making these... Alright, fine. I'm just going to have to do it from scratch since this game doesn't want to play ball here. Basic medium tank. I have radio, and I have... Why can't I get easy maintenance? Alright, fine. Medium turret. One-man turret, two-man turret. Breakthrough goes up. Heavy armaments, medium armaments. Medium howitzer, medium cannon. Radio. Improved radio. Special modules. Smoke launchers, extra ammunition, armored skirts. Wet ammunition storage and armored skirts, fuel drum, fuel capacity, max speed, sloped armor. I don't care about production cost. Christie suspension, max speed, breakthrough, torsion bars, reliability. How's the reliability? It's pretty high, so breakthrough yeah. Fine, I'll keep it that. Riveted armor. And gasoline or diesel. So reliability. Oh, so that jumps reliability, but reduces max speed. But I want to be low and slow. Yeah, this is our first tank. Fine. I'm going to go with it. I don't know if I'm doing this in any way right whatsoever, but we're going to try. Put it after this, and let's just keep it like this for right now while we're waiting for constructions to go through. Oh no, my political control of Congress is severely diminished. Man, it's whittled down, but there's still a lot to go through. All right, advanced machine tools. Why don't I knock this out? Oh, I got a free slot. What else is there to get? Reliability. Initiative. Just get a maintenance company for right now. How you doing? Oh God. I'm gonna transfer one of you to you. And damn, I've got so many. Back to the reserves. All right. Silly with Walter Christie. All right. Can you do anything? M3 Satan. Military engineering vehicle. Armored engineering company unlocks armored signal company motorized. Oh, okay. Let's just do that. Or flamethrower tank. I don't think we're gonna need flame tanks yet, but all right, let's get at it. Oh man, I'm running out of things to build out here. Senate committee investigates shipbuilding and a critical weakness. Invest in all right, I guess I can do that. And all right, fine. One thing for you. Try and get as much political support as I can for whenever I need it. I need an air guy more than anything else. Air reformer. I'll wait till I get 200 for this guy versus night operations versus air accident chant. No, we'll go with Kenny. So these guys. Oh, somebody I think was still training. I left him a while ago. Yeah, stop training. Do air recon. Facility with unassigned Robert Oppenheimer. Yep. Oh, I need to do nuclear research before anything else to start that. So I have to do that to unlock it. I have to wait till 1940, so. gonna have the entire thing filled out before war starts. If I get dragged into any of them. Uh-oh, Finland. Oh, Finland's gonna go bye-bye soon. Oh, and, well, Estonia's gone. Oh, they signed a white peace? Alright, I can't do military constructions yet. I can't get another scientist haven. Should probably invest more in my navy. Fund the navy. Yes. I got a good stockpile of trucks for right now. No templates. Equipment being produced without a template. Basic medium tank. Oh, right. So I actually have to upgrade the tanks with we're not doing any light tanks, we're keeping it all up like this. Okay. An engineer company and yeah. Save it like that. And let's actually train up some of them. And they're gonna come out of, I don't know, proving grounds in Iowa. And go here. And I forgot to check in on these guys. Alright, nobody do anything. Alright, let's just get all the Marines together. Who's the Special Forces guy? Reconnaissance. Invader. Vandegrift. So, we need to make him a darkish green. Mef 1 for right now. And you're gonna get garrisoned here.
Ready to move.
Alright, and all you guys save one.
Attention.
I'm gonna go into the first army over here. God, I just have so much production, I don't know what to do with it all. Wow, I can build a super heavy battleship. Build another A4. Oh, wait. Do I have things shit automated? No, I don't have auto upgrades. So why is this thing at an A4 already? Keep on spitting out destroyers. Alright, hold up. Yeah, balance it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. At some point, I just need to, like, sit down, stop for a second, and, like, peel through my entire military to, like, reorganize shit. Naval aviation, yeah. Ladder shooting. I can do this even ahead of time? Damn. And that one as well, but with no advantage. Oh, we're already at 1940. Sure, let's get into the next carrier group while we can. Oh, stability is completely restored. Give core coastal states protection. Fund the Navy. I want to see if I can just get to a war starting before I call it for a night. Improve fire control system. Oh, yeah, let's go with this. Improve computing machine to increase research speed. Aiming range effort, strike aircraft, medium aircraft. Long range escort, tactical battlefield support. Theater interdiction, strategic bombing, air mission efficiency, heavy interceptors, heavy fighter air attack, strike aircraft, flying artillery, close air support, pinpoint strikes, ground attack plus 10%, ground naval coordination, ground attack factor, naval targeting, sea to shore air power. Precision naval targeting, naval attack, naval bombers plus 10. Naval targeting. Yeah, we'll go with that. Get something from Land Doctrine 2. Armor, artillery, and combat support. Oh, I don't have enough for that. Damn. What is even Australia doing at this point? Support the policy of appeasement. Oh, so adopt Westminster. So they're all trying to go down the route of allying with Democratic Britain, but Democratic Britain did not happen. Support the policy of appeasement. So abandon Westminster. So what's France up to? When's their next election? May. Mexican oil nationalized. It's a fait accompli. Trade relations will embargo trade with Mexico until they come to their senses. An embargo will harm relations. It gets American embargo. Our options are limited. Gain war goal puppet focus on the Mexican states. I don't want to fuck with base war support or base stability, so fuck the Mexicans, I guess. Just hold there for right now. Figure out what the hell we're gonna do. Prototype decision. Strength torpedoes, weakness destroyers. Light battery hit chance, light attack, light piercing. I'm not gonna build any of these things, so it's kind of pointless. Oh, damn, 40. Wow. Maintenance company. Awesome. I'll add that to the, Wait, where the fuck am I going right now? I'm lost. I'm so overwhelmed with shit that I have to do. I'm really lost what I'm going to do here. Oh no, I was going to... Don't have enough for military constructions or giant wakes. I can't get research slots. Production costs, convoy tactics, fleet submarines. Expand the USMC, fleet submarines, remodels, Bureau of Aeronautics, naval bombers. Oh, I need to start investing more in the 1940s aircraft. Might as well get this as well. Better deal. All right, I'll just keep good relations with Mexico for the time being.
Orders. Ready.
Train. Oh, God. Oh, these are this is the cruiser submarine. There, we got an improved carrier. What's next? Depth charge mortar, yeah. Oh, keep on forgetting I need to invest in airframes. Whatever. When one of these guys is done. So strategic bombing, tactical bombing, close air support, arm. Historical carriers. I'm gonna reduce like 5. No, not 100. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Upgrade you, yeah. Oh shit, I need to put radars everywhere. Be upgrading absolutely everything here. Everything for Guam right now, because we're going to need it.